Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Crazy. The female emperor's disciple wants to live with me. Chapter 61. Longyuan City is more than 20,000 kilometers away from Xiaoyao sect. Not far for Lu Changge, who has the ability to shrink the ground. Just an instant effort, Lu Changge came to this city. Because the system did not tell Lu Changge specific information about Long Lingshan. So next, Lu Changge could only slowly find the girl named Long Lingshan in the city. This dog system, just tell me the specific information, it's definitely not easy to find now, it will take a lot of work. Lu Changge said with a headache. Lu Changge had to sigh. My own system sucks. The key to Lu Changge's impression is that he has a great temper. If you want to find Long Lingshan here, you will undoubtedly be looking for a needle in a haystack, so go to some inns and ask about the news first. Lu Changge couldn't help thinking, and then walked straight to the Longyuan Inn where Longyuan City is located. Longyuan Inn is the largest inn in Longyuan City. Lu Changge thinks it's good to inquire about news here. However, because Lu Changge is too handsome, he still encountered a lot of trouble when he went to the Longyuan Inn. Especially some young and beautiful young women, after seeing Lu Changge so handsome, they all insisted on pulling Lu Changge to give them an injection at home. For this request, Lu Changge refused without thinking. Is he Lu Changge a man who feeds on injections? Does he rely on strength to eat? In order to cause unnecessary trouble. In the end Lu Changge was only able to transform himself using transformation art. Only then did Lu Changge breathe a sigh of relief. Not long, Lu Changge came to the largest inn in Longyuan City. Lu Changge ordered some food and drinks, and then sat there pouring himself a drink. At the same time, divine sense was released, listening to the conversations of the people around him. Didn't hear anything useful at first. But after a while, these people started talking about Long Lingshan. This made Lu Changge suddenly interested, stood tall, and began to listen carefully. Hey, have you heard? Long Lingshan said some wise words recently. Of course I heard that Miss Long's family is very famous. Yes, although Long Lingshan was born in the big family of the Long family, Long Lingshan was born unable to cultivate, so she could only say some shocking words every day to survive. Hey, that's not it, what Long Lingshan said now, but everyone in Longyuan City remembers it. Let me tell you a few words. All you can see is the sea star, but I am devastated. I'm so sorry for being human. I know a lot of people, but I have very few friends. I guess the beginning of the story, but not the end. Gentle, it's life-changing. In just one night, my heart was completely different. He came from a sea of people, originally just to give me an empty joy. When you came with wind and rain, I had nowhere to hide. When you left, the 4 seasons were chaotic, and my illness is incurable. Oh love, oh, man, oh, this world. Haha, isn't it funny? It's funny. These people couldn't help laughing while saying Long Lingshan's famous words. Hear what these people have to say. Lu Changge said he was stunned. Is this Long Lingshan the one the system said? Why does this sound unreliable? It feels like a typical net-suppressing cloud girl. Can this apprentice learn something? But Lu Changge thought about it. A girl who can say such a sentence casually, her imagination should not be weak. As long as you are trained well, you can still become a talent in the future. These days, I want to ask you a question. How old is this Long Lingshan now? What she said sounds quite interesting. Lu Changge walked over and asked the guests who were talking about Long Lingshan just now. This Long Lingshan is the eldest miss of the Long family. She is 15 or 16 years old. She has not been able to cultivate since she was a child. You can go to the places where sect recruits disciples. She usually makes trouble in those places. A famous guest said to Lu Changge replied. Thank you. Lu Changge nodded. Then he walked out of the Longyuan Inn and headed towards the places where some sects recruited their disciples. However, just after Lu Changge walked out of the Longyuan Inn, an old woman greeted him with a smile. This little brother, please stay. The old woman said to Lu Changge. What's the matter? Lu Changge said that he didn't know the old woman in front of him. So at this moment, Lu Changge is a little puzzled. Little brother, we have just arrived at the Happy Pavilion with a lot of new teas, all of which are particularly pink and tender. How about the young man going to taste the new tea? Said the old woman. I'm sorry, I have tea myself, so I won't go. The simple Lu Chang'e expressed his confusion and shook his head. Young man, the new tea I'm talking about isn't the new tea you mentioned, but prostitutes are healthier. We have all kinds of new teas, whichever you want. The old woman winked. Lu Chang'e was stunned. Are people playing like this now? At first, Lu Chang'e really thought it was a new tea. The result turned out to be. This makes Lu Chang'e a long-term experience. It turns out that the new tea can also be. Thank you, don't go. Lu Chang'e shook his head. To be frank, Lu Chang'e just wants to become stronger now, and when he becomes extremely powerful, when he is standing at the top of the world, it is not easy for him to want to sleep with a woman. Now Lu Chang'e says he doesn't want to waste time on 3 seconds of short love. With Lu Chang'e's words falling, Lu Chang'e has disappeared from its place. Seeing Lu Chang'e suddenly disappear like this, the old woman's face is stunned. People, where did you go? Why did it disappear all of a sudden? This is so weird. When Lu Chang'e came to this world fantasy version of the talent market. The next moment, just heard a noise. Oh, my aunt, you are really not suitable for our sect cultivation. Just forgive us. No one in our sect taught you. Lu Chang'e looked in the direction the voice came from. At this moment, I saw a group of people gathered around. The first girl, quite handsome, but there was a bit of sadness on his face. It is completely comparable to the legendary NetEase Cloud girl. And in front of this girl, kneeling several disciples of sect, begging the girl to let them go. Oh, that's all, then I won't go to your sect, you get up. The girl with a bit of sadness said. After the girl finished speaking, she looked up at the sky. He murmured to himself, I guess the end of the story, but not the beginning. Is this world cruel? It's not cruel, it's just that I'm a waste, I won't cheat, I won't intrigue, that's why I end up like this. If my life could come back, I would like to let myself live happily. Lu Chang'e. P.S. Originally, it was very hard to be sick, but when I saw a lot of rewards, I insisted on writing a plus update while sick. I hope everyone likes it. The author Miss will continue to work hard. As for the protagonist realm, let me just say, it is invincible and invincible. Lu Chang'e looked at the girl in front of him, feeling a little depressed. Is this girl really the girl named Long Lingshan that the system said? That's it. Can I be my own apprentice in the future? Lu Chang'e said he was skeptical. System, is this girl in front of you the apprentice Long Lingshan you asked me to accept? Lu Chang'e asked the system. Ding, report to the host, yes. The system replied with certainty. Lu Chang'e is boring at the moment. But since it was identified by the system, Lu Chang'e still believed in the system. After all, the system of heaven and earth is the largest. Lu Chang'e felt that listening to the system was generally not wrong. So Lu Chang'e said, girl, your name is Long Lingshan, right? When Long Lingshan heard someone calling her, she turned around suddenly. Then a pair of Kazilan's big eyes looked at Lu Chang'e. The Lu Chang'e in front of him didn't have the slightest breath to release, but that aura was unparalleled. A pair of eyes, clear and bright, as if reflecting the sun and moon stars. Just looking at it makes people have an urge to be convinced. Although at this moment Lu Chang'e has changed his face, he has made himself ugly. But once a person is too handsome, he has changed his face, and he can't hide his peerless temperament. Are you calling me? Really? Oh, man, my name is Long Lingshan. Are you looking for me? You don't have a crush on me. Long Lingshan said. Lu Chang'e nearly vomited blood. If it weren't for the fact that Long Lingshan was the apprentice recognized by the system. Lu Chang'e said that he would never accept such an apprentice. It's not enough to make people speechless to take this back. Long Lingshan, they don't accept you, but I am willing to accept you, would you be willing to be my apprentice? Lu Chang'e said. Wow. Lu Chang'e said this. The people present were in an uproar. What? Bangtian gang? I've never heard of this gang. Yes, and this is the first time in my life that I have heard that someone is willing to recruit Long Lingshan as a disciple. Zhetian gang, a name that sounds awesome, is it a hidden power? I don't think so. Since they are a very powerful gang, why would they accept a disciple who cannot cultivate as their own disciple, unless this person has a brain problem? Many people present were involuntarily talking. Ha, what? You want to accept me as an apprentice? Is it true or false? It's not true. It's absolutely impossible. How could someone in my Long Lingshan be recruited as a disciple? Ha, a man's mouth, a liar. Long Lingshan now suspects that she heard it wrong. Growing up, Long Lingshan felt like a joke. Because of the inability to cultivate. The major sects don't want her. Some people even mocked her. If it weren't for the fact that she was the big miss of the Long family, she would have been trampled underfoot long ago. How could anyone still accept her as a disciple at this moment? Long Lingshan felt that this was really incredible. I didn't lie to you, but if you want to be my apprentice, you must get rid of your habit of talking nonsense. Lu Changge said solemnly. Lu Changge at this moment, standing there. Carry your hands behind your back. White clothes without wind automatically. Gives an indescribable elegance. If only Lu Changge made himself ugly. It is estimated that the women present are all wet. I'm willing to make corrections. My disciple Long Lingshan has seen master. Long Lingshan said without hesitation. Then came to Lu Changge. Kneel and worship. Get up, Lu Changge said after helping Long Lingshan up. Teacher, thank you, master. Long Lingshan said and stood up. Then he looked up to the sky. He opened his mouth and said, what do you want to see? I want to see day after day, year after year. I want to see the prying eyes at the window. I want to see the flow of eyes. I want to see partiality. I want to see perfection. I want to see forbearance. I want to see time search. Before the end, I want to read the proverbs that I can't say even if I mumble 1,000 times. I want to see beautiful dreams being shattered. I want to see the sunset trampled. I want to see that the story is not perfect. I want to see regrets everywhere. We are all alive, living in summer. Stop, stop. Lu Changge hurriedly stopped. Lu Changge was also speechless. Damn, how much stimulation have you been through? A young girl with so much emotion. Really? Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully accepting apprentices, and reward the host with a 10-year cultivation base. At this moment, the voice of the system came from Lu Changge's mind. The 10-year cultivation base will be rewarded as soon as the apprentice is accepted. It seems that this girl is also a difficult role. After hearing the reward from the system, Lu Changge couldn't help thinking. Then he said to a figure hidden in the void, go back and tell the head of the Long family, let him not worry, this girl Long Lingshan was accepted as an apprentice by Shu Ke, the head of my Bang Tian gang. Although this figure was hidden in the dark, Lu Changge could still perceive it. And Lu Changge didn't have to think about it, he knew that it was used to protect Long Lingshan. Otherwise, this girl Long Lingshan will probably be beaten to death by others. With Lu Changge's words falling, Lu Changge is to cast the shrinking earth into an inch. It is to take Long Lingshan to disappear from the place. People, many people were still wondering what the origin of the Zhuangtian gang was. But did not think of the next moment. Lu Changge disappeared with Long Lingshan. Hiss, the bombing gang is so scary. Many cultivators who had looked down on Lu Changge could not help but take a deep breath. Zhetian gang Shu Ke. I've never heard of this person's existence, but looking at the movement technique that he disappeared without a trace just now, this person is not simple. Maybe Lingshan follows him, but for Lingshan it's good. The strong dragon family who was instructed to protect Long Lingshan couldn't help thinking. Then go to the dragon's house. Long Lingshan originally wanted to have some questions to ask. But the next moment, Long Lingshan only felt dizzy. When the response comes, Long Lingshan had already discovered that they were in front of a courtyard. Master, you are too powerful, you are born human, I'm sorry. Long Lingshan couldn't help but be extremely surprised when she saw the courtyard in front of her. Don't be flattering, remember, the reason why Wei Shi said he was from the Zhuangtian gang at the beginning was to deceive others, because she was afraid of causing unnecessary trouble. Wei Shi is now officially telling you that you are now the Xiaoyao sect, one of them. At the same time, you will be the 5th apprentice of this seat. Your seniors are very hard in cultivation. I hope you will not let me down. Lu Changge said earnestly. Lu Changge knew that Long Lingshan, who was in front of him, might want to adapt to cultivation for a while, which was probably not easy. Especially if you want to quickly get rid of this sad nature. Even more difficult. But the only thing that makes Lu Changge a little relieved is that this girl has a good imagination. This means that the brain supplement ability is very good. As long as the brain supplement ability is good, then there is still an infinite future with him. Master, don't worry, my disciple will not live up to your expectations. Long Lingshan nodded solemnly when she saw Master's expectations for her. I believe in you for the teacher, so let me call your brothers and sisters over. You can meet first. After getting to know you, the teacher will teach you your skills. Lu Changge said after thinking for a while. Good master, Long Lingshan said. Next, Lu Changge's thoughts flowed, and he notified Cheng Zan, Shi Rishan and others to come quickly. Soon, Cheng Zan, Shi Rishan, Li Chengqing and Xiao Sixuan came to the courtyard. When they saw their master, they all came to Lu Changge, and bowed to Lu Changge with a look of awe. The disciple has seen the master. Lingshan, this is your senior sister Cheng Zan, your second senior brother Shi Rishan, your third senior brother Li Chengqing, and your fourth senior sister Xiao Sixuan. I have seen them. Li Changge introduced them to Long Lingshan one by one. Lingshan has seen seniors and seniors. Long Lingshan couldn't help but bow and salute. Junior sister Lingshan, welcome. Cheng Zan, Shi Rishan, Li Chengqing, and Xiao Sixuan nodded. Okay, since you've all met, then the four of you go to cultivation, and then I'll teach your little sisters to practice cultivation. Lu Changge said. Yes, master. Cheng Zan and others nodded respectfully, and then left the courtyard. Now, in the whole courtyard, only Lu Changge and Long Lingshan were left. Lingshan, have you ever thought about what kind of cultivation technique are you going to cultivate? Saber technique, sword technique, or formation? Lu Changge asked Long Lingshan. To be frank, in front of him, Long Lingshan is one of Lu Changge's most troublesome apprentices. This apprentice was hired by the system. The system didn't tell him what to do. He didn't tell him what the physique of Long Lingshan was. So far, apart from seeing the sad and melancholy look on this girl's face, Lu Changge can't see any other advantages at all. Lu Changge is also unable to determine which aspect of cultivation this Long Lingshan is suitable for. Master, I don't know. Long Lingshan couldn't help but answered innocently with wide eyes of Kazilan when she heard Lu Changge ask him which aspect of cultivation technique he would like to cultivate. Lu Changge almost spat out a mouthful of old blood. I don't know which cultivation technique I like about cultivation, so how can he teach it? This is a very troublesome problem. Since you don't know anything, I will not accept your apprentice. Lu Changge said helplessly. Master, my disciple is wrong. Don't drive me back, I'm thinking about what I want to learn now. Long Lingshan couldn't help but feel anxious when she heard that Lu Changge was going to return herself. And then quickly remembered, learn sword technique, or learn saber technique. Long Lingshan couldn't help thinking. But when this idea appeared, Long Lingshan shook her head. Because she is very slow to respond. If the other party has already drawn a sword during the fight, but she hasn't reacted yet, she has to say something like, I'm a human being, I'm sorry, then she will die. Master, why don't I learn pill refining? To tell the truth, when I couldn't cultivate, my father hired a pill refining teacher for me, but I was angry and ran away in the end. Long Lingshan couldn't help but feel a little embarrassed. Pill refining. Hearing Long Lingshan's request, Lu Changge's mouth twitched. These apprentices always pick someone he can't come here. Although Lu Changge is considered a strong man now, but on pill refining, Lu Changge said he didn't know anything. However, Lu Changge thinks that Long Lingshan's pill refining is very suitable. This slow and leisurely personality, this state of mind boosting, is very suitable for Long Lingshan, who is in a leisurely and melancholy state. So Lu Changge nodded and said, all right, if pill refining is really suitable for you, then as a teacher, I will teach you pill refining. Wow, thank you master. Long Lingshan couldn't help but be happy when she heard that Lu Changge was going to teach herself the pill refining technique. A look of dancing. But at this moment, Lu Changge was not happy at all. Because Lu Changge doesn't even know how to teach this girl how to pill refining. Lu Changge began to lose his mind. How to fool this girl with pill refining? Master, what's the matter? Is the disciple unsuitable for pill refining? Long Lingshan asked, a little uncomfortable seeing Lu Changge's frown. Silly apprentice, pill refining is especially suitable for you. I am thinking about it, you have only touched a little of pill refining before, how will my teacher teach you next, and then you can learn pill refining faster. It's over, Lu Chang'e said flickeringly. If you don't know something, you can only fool yourself. Lu Chang'e said he was also helpless. But there is nothing to be done. However, if Long Lingshan, who can fool you, achieves success in pill refining, it will undoubtedly be of great benefit to herself. At that time, the reward given to him by the system will not be low, and it can also fill the gap in his pill refining technique. As a practitioner, the technology of pill refining is essential. It's like as a man, when you are with your wife, you have to control the heat, learn to control time, stamina and hardness. It makes sense to let the wife get the greatest sense of sexual happiness and satisfaction. After Lu Chang'e thought for a while, his eyes suddenly lit up. Thinking of how to fool this girl. Teacher, let's go, teach your master the way of pill refining. Lu Chang'e said to Long Lingshan. At this moment, Lu Chang'e, dressed in white as snow, is automatically without wind. Absolutely handsome looking. As long as it's a woman, when she sees the image of Lu Chang'e as a master, she will immediately get wet. What's more, Long Lingshan, who is a little crazy at the moment. Shizun is really extraordinary. I, Long Lingshan, are so lucky to be able to worship Shizun as a teacher. Woohoo, my Long Lingshan's life is about to take off. Long Lingshan couldn't help thinking. Then silently followed behind Lu Chang'e. Long Lingshan was extremely happy at this moment. Because next time master will teach her the unique pill refining technique. But after walking for a while, Long Lingshan was a little puzzled. It seems that the place they went to is not a pill refining room. And how it feels like a kitchen. Teacher, are you wondering, why did the teacher take you to the kitchen? Feeling Long Lingshan's puzzled look, Lu Chang'e said involuntarily. Teacher does have a point. Long Lingshan nodded. Then you suspect that you are a teacher. Lu Chang'e said with the image of an expert. Master, my disciple has never doubted master. Long Lingshan shook his head and said. Teacher, remember that what you teach for a teacher is unique in this world. As long as you learn from a teacher, your future will be limitless. Lu Chang'e said. The reason why Lu Chang'e said this is to give Long Lingshan a reassurance. Otherwise, it would be embarrassing to pretend to be forced to roll over. Soon, Lu Chang'e brought Long Lingshan to the kitchen. Although Long Lingshan was a little puzzled at the moment. Why did Master Zizan teach himself that pill refining came to the kitchen first? Although Long Lingshan is very puzzled, when she thinks that her master is an expert outside the world, Long Lingshan's uneasy mood also relaxes. Long Lingshan felt that as long as she listened to the master, there was nothing wrong. Teacher, before pill refining, let the teacher ask you to see how well you know about pill refining. Then I will teach you pill refining based on what you know. Lu Chang'e said. Before fooling the other party, you must first stun the other party. Let the other party not think this is cheating. Otherwise it would be embarrassing. Returning to master, the pill refining technique mainly has the following processes: ignition, then refining the medicinal materials, and then refining. In fact, my disciple thinks that the most important thing in pill refining is to control the flame. If the flame is not well controlled, then pill refining will basically not be successful. Long Lingshan replied. To be frank, Long Lingshan has learned some pill refining techniques before. It's just that the pill refining teacher whom I hired at the time couldn't bear Long Lingshan shouting, I'm a human being, I'm sorry, every day while studying, and finally left the Long family angrily. Lu Chang'e felt helpless when he heard that Long Lingshan knew so much about pill refining. This girl doesn't seem to be fooling around. However, Lu Chang'e is also very experienced in cheating now. Compared with Lu Chang'e, Long Lingshan is much simpler. Teacher, what you said is too simplistic. It seems that you are only half understood. In fact, the amount of knowledge involved in pill refining is very large, such as thermology, thermodynamics, space science, dynamics, quantum science, etc. Lu Chang'e said with a serious face. Thermal science, space science, dynamics, quantum science, what is this? I don't think I've ever heard of it. Hearing Lu Chang'e say this, Long Lingshan couldn't help scratching her head, and said with a look of hopelessness. At the same time, Long Lingshan almost shouted, You are so lonely, but you say it's nice to be alone. However, when he thought of what his master said to him to get rid of this sad habit, Long Lingshan abruptly stopped it. Teacher, You don't know these are normal now. After all, the master is a peerless master, so what you teach is naturally different from others. The free and easy pill refining technique created for the master is the only one in this world. Son, you can take good care of it next, and I will teach you the free pill refining technique as a teacher. Liu Changge said sternly. Originally, Long Lingshan was skeptical. But now, Long Lingshan has been fooled by Liu Changge's words. I heard that the master was going to teach her the unique pill refining technique. Long Lingshan nodded solemnly, and her big watery eyes began to look at Liu Changge. Then next, under Long Lingshan's unwavering gaze. At this moment, I saw Liu Changge carrying an iron pot. There was a whole pot of water in it, and a few vegetable leaves next to it were thrown directly into the pot. Started to burn. Long Lingshan said she was confused. That's it. Is this what master taught himself about pill refining? Long Lingshan has some doubts about life. But looking at the serious and handsome face of his master, Long Lingshan just watched, but did not speak. Time passed slowly. After half an hour, most of the water in the pot has been boiled off, and the entire vegetable leaves are also boiled. Teacher, take a sip and see. Liu Changge said after filling half a bowl of soup to Long Lingshan, who had a doubtful face. Master, I'm not thirsty. Long Lingshan shook his head and said. Teacher, pill refining is a very advanced knowledge. You can learn pill refining well only if you follow the master's rhythm. Hearing Long Lingshan's refusal, Liu Changge said solemnly. Long Lingshan was helpless and could only take the bowl. Then took a sip. Vomit. After taking a mouthful of vegetable soup, Long Lingshan almost vomited. Because this vegetable leaf soup is so unpalatable, it has no taste at all. No salt was added. No seasoning. There is only a smell of rotten leaves. Long Lingshan was sure that this soup was the worst vegetable soup she had ever had. If not because it was stewed by the master. At this moment, Long Lingshan felt that she would definitely vomit. Tutor, can you understand this soup? Just as Long Lingshan's thoughts were flying, Liu Changge's voice rang out. Do you understand? Could it be that there is another mystery in this soup, master? But I don't understand anything. Long Lingshan was shocked when she heard her master ask, and then began to think. But Long Lingshan thought and thought. Still didn't understand anything. Then Long Lingshan continued to take a sip. It means that the taste is still the same as before, which is really unpleasant to drink. What did the master mean by asking like that just now? Long Lingshan said that she was very confused at the moment. Teacher, when the teacher was stewing the soup, he had already incorporated the unique pill refining technique into the stew. How much can you understand next? It's up to you to own good fortune. Let's go first for the teacher, you can do it yourself. Teacher, remember, our Xiaoyaomen's pill refining technique is not so easy to get an epiphany, but I still believe in you as a teacher. As long as you work hard and grind the pestle into a needle, come on. Liu Changge said. After Liu Changge finished speaking, he left gracefully. At this moment, only Long Lingshan was left messy in the kitchen. Master said that pill refining was incorporated into this stew, but I didn't understand anything. Master, you are too much. Long Lingshan looked at the half pot of soup in front of her with a look of hopelessness. Love Road. When Long Lingshan was in a hurry, the old problem of the whole person was committed again. Start looking up at the kitchen. A sentence after sentence of sadness was read out by Long Lingshan. You know, people who cry too much will really have a headache, they will feel extremely uncomfortable, they will really vomit, that feeling of being out of breath, I hope you will never experience it. Maturity is not about getting old, but smiling and crying. The most heart-wrenching thing is, you tell the truth to the person you trust the most, and she tells it as a joke to others. No, the most heart-wrenching thing in the world is, just now, the master taught you the unique pill refining technique, but you didn't learn anything. I'm so sorry for being human. Because Long Lingshan didn't understand anything at the moment, she was as anxious as an ant on an iron pan. Long Lingshan, you can't be like this, or you'll be sorry, master. Long Lingshan, you have to be strong, you have to learn the pill refining technique. Since the master said that this pot of soup has a mystery, then you must understand it. Long Lingshan couldn't help pinching her own pink fist. So Long Lingshan continued to drink the remaining half bowl of soup. But after drinking it, Long Lingshan still didn't understand anything. Just now, Master asked me if I can drink this bowl of soup. It means that the mystery of this bowl of soup is in this bowl of soup. If I drink it again, I won't believe it. I can't understand it. Long Lingshan couldn't help but think bitterly. Immediately, Long Lingshan continued to pour a bowl of soup and started drinking. Go down a bowl. But what made Long Lingshan a little bit collapsed was that when the bowl of soup went down, he still didn't feel anything. Long Lingshan's biggest feeling at the moment is that this soup has no salt and no seasoning. Really hard to drink. What is the master trying to tell me? Long Lingshan was really mad. Master is a peerless master. There must be a reason for him to do this. Long Lingshan, why are you so stupid? The world is not worth it. The more Long Lingshan thought about it, the more uncomfortable it became. I feel so stupid. I'll drink it again. Long Lingshan couldn't help thinking. Then continue to drink. 2 bowls of soup. 3 bowls of soup. 4 bowls of soup. Hiccup. After 4 bowls of soup in a row, Long Lingshan couldn't help but hiccup. Although this soup is terrible. But in order to realize the pill refining technique from this bowl of soup. At this moment, Long Lingshan was completely fighting. After eating the 4 bowls of soup, Long Lingshan's stomach stretched up. At the same time the pot has bottomed out. Now, I saw that at the bottom of the pot, there were some boiled vegetable leaves sticking to the pot. Yellow. Long Lingshan clamped the burnt vegetable leaf soup with chopsticks and fed it into her mouth. Vomit. When the burnt vegetable leaves entered, there was nothing but a burnt smell. Simmering soup. Cooking rice. This vegetable leaf soup is like the residue of medicinal herbs during pill refining. Does Master want to tell me that the most important thing in pill refining is to stimulate the medicinal properties of medicinal herbs? Long Lingshan suddenly looked into her eyes, revealing a touch of brilliance. However, Long Lingshan was still mad. This kind of epiphany, but the feeling of being stuck again makes people very uncomfortable. This kind of feeling is the same as a person secretly doing craft work in the dead of night. Obviously you are about to sprint to the end, but you are missing a little bit. And your hands are going bald right now. This feeling is uncomfortable. Master, why don't you give me more pointers? But Shizun is really handsome. The book said that handsome people are short. I don't know if Shizun is long or short. Oh, Long Lingshan, Shizun is so kind to you, you can't be like this. I miss Master. Long Lingshan quickly shook her head. Then put your messy thoughts behind you. Continue to observe the stewed vegetable leaf soup at the bottom of the pot. The vegetable leaf soup is light and tasteless, but it contains the essence of vegetable leaves, and the vegetable leaves at the bottom of the pot have been squeezed out of the essence. Could it be that Shizun told me in this way that pill refining is actually the same as making soup? You have to make the best use of everything and extract all the essence from the medicinal materials. With Shizun's unparalleled ability, he must be able to teach me pill refining all at once, but why didn't Shizun teach me at once, but let me comprehend? It's obvious that Shizun wants to let me understand more truths. Master, I understand, you really have good intentions. Suddenly, Long Lingshan almost shouted out in excitement. After Long Lingshan figured out the situation. In the mind of Long Lingshan at this moment, a figure appeared. This master is naturally his own master. His master was dressed in white as snow. Then pill refining. Others use pill refining furnace, but my master casually uses an iron pot for pill refining. And the success rate of his master is 100%. It turns out that, in fact, Master wants to tell me in this way that the real pill refining technique is not how good the pill refining furnace is. As long as you learn the pill refining technique of Xiaoyao sect, everything can be pill refining. Long Lingshan couldn't help but suddenly realized. At the same time, at the moment Lu Changge is playing the piano in the courtyard. As for Xiaobai, it is lying quietly beside Lu Changge, listening to Lu Changge playing the piano. At this moment, Xiaobai was fascinated. Just when Lu Changge was playing the piano like this, the sound of the system came from Lu Changge's mind. Ding, it is detected that the host apprentice has realized the peerless pill refining technique Xiaoyao pill refining technique, reward the host alchemy de Quan. Ding, it is detected that the host's apprentice Cheng Zan has realized the sword power, and the host will be rewarded with a 10-year cultivation base. Ding, it is detected that the host's apprentice Shi Rishan has realized the sword's power, and the host will be rewarded with 1 gas and 3 cleanses. Ding! It was detected that the host's apprentice Li Changqing realized the formation of the 4 Cs, and rewarded the host. Ding! It is detected that the host's apprentice Xiao Sixuan has comprehended the soul-snatching piano sound, and the host will be rewarded for his great chess skills. Hear the sound of the system running. Liu Changge was stunned on the spot. Chang Zan and others can comprehend it. This Long Lingshan realized the peerless pill refining technique from the vegetable leaf soup she casually simmered in an iron pot. Monster. My apprentices are really too enchanting. Liu Changge couldn't help sighing with emotion. And what makes Liu Changge happy is that the rewards of this system are very rich. Not only did he master the supreme pill refining technique, and also rewarded a 1 gasification 3 clear. This skill system does not need to be explained, Liu Changge also knows it. 1 gasification and 3 cleanliness. As the name suggests. That is, as long as you use this door cultivation technique, you can have 3 clones at the same time. It's great. In the future, I will leave my main body in the Xiaoyao sect, and then I can go outside with my own clone. Even if I fail, it's just the loss of an avatar, and it won't affect me too much. Well, it's such a happy decision. Liu Changge couldn't help thinking. At the same time, a message swept through several nearby sects. That is, a secret realm called Kenyan Secret Realm suddenly appeared. This secret realm is said to be created by the power of a Shenshuan realm. Shenshuan realm's power might not be too tempting for Sacred Land disciples. But for some sects, the temptation is enormous. Because ordinary practitioners spend their entire lives, it is difficult to reach the Shenshuan realm. So this secret realm has naturally received a lot of attention. For a while, the sects and disciples around this secret realm are heading towards this secret realm. News about this secret realm soon. It was also passed on to the Xiaoyao sect. Several disciples, do you also want to go to the Kenyan secret realm? Looking at the 5 disciples in front of him, Liu Changge asked. Master, I want to go and have a look. I remember that Master once said that if you want to become a strong person, you must fight. I think this Kenyan secret realm is very good for us. Shi Tian was the first to speak. Forget it, you guys really need to go out for a walk and see the geniuses of other sects. Well, this time, the teacher will take you there in person. Liu Changge said. Liu Changge now has the ability to gasify Sanqing, so he also wants to go out and wave. Master wants to accompany us. That's great. Chang Zan and others were excited when they heard that their master was going with them this time. As long as the master followed, Chang Zan and other disciples felt that they could have a good time on the waves. Because as long as the master is there is no need to worry about any danger at all. Then you should go to cultivation first, and we will set off in a few days. Anyway, the Kengyuan secret realm is not very far from here. There is a good teacher, and it should be there soon. Liu Changge said. Yes, master. Chang Zan, Xiao Sixuan and others nodded respectfully. Then go down one by one to continue cultivating. And Liu Changge began to live a salted fish life. This system is to make the protagonist such a salted fish. As long as the apprentices become stronger, Liu Changge will become stronger accordingly. Otherwise, Liu Changge will be in vain no matter how much work he does. At the same time, the northern frontier of Eastern Wasteland. At this moment, a young man who looks like a scholar is standing on a mountain peak, his eyes are empty and despairing. This is the 10th time I have failed the test. I started the test when I was 15 years old. It has been 10 years, but the results are the same every year. Is this fate? Is my Ma Wenkai destined to achieve nothing in this life? I'm so unwilling. The young scholar clenched his fists tightly. He shouted with a look of unwillingness on his face. Young man, do you want to be invincible in the world and stand on the top of the world? Young man, do you want endless wealth and beauties in the world? Young man, do you want to wash away your shame and step on someone who despised you? Just after Ma Shokai's words fell, a voice suddenly appeared in Ma Shokai's ears. Ma Shokai couldn't help but change his face. Who? Ma Shokai turned around abruptly, but what made Ma Shokai collapse was that there seemed to be no one around at the moment. Empty. Nothing. Could it be that he had hallucinations just now? Impossible. But he clearly heard the sound just now. The tone was irritated. I'm here. Just when Ma Shokai was suspicious, wondering if he had hallucinated just now, the voice just rang again. But this time, Ma Shokai captured the source of the words. It turned out that the person who said this at the moment was speaking in the void. At a glance. At this moment, there is a vague figure in the void. At a glance. Not really. But it is indeed a shadow of man. Are you a ghost or a human? Ma Shokai couldn't help but wonder. I'm neither a human nor a ghost. Young man, let me ask you, do you want to become stronger? Do you want to get a lot of beautiful girls? Do you want to be the number one in the world? Asked the virtual shadow in the sky. Of course, but I was born unable to cultivate, so I thought of giving up martial arts and pursuing literature, but I failed the exam for 10 years. I want to become stronger. I want to be the number one in the world. I want countless beauties to recommend themselves as pillow seats. Shunge, that's just a beautiful dream for me. Ma Shokai shook his head bitterly. Then if I can make you stronger, said the phantom in the air. You can make me stronger. How is that possible? You are not an immortal. Ma Shokai shook his head and said. Don't believe this is true. Ma Shokai felt that no pie would fall from the sky. Otherwise the pigs will have immortal ascension. What if I say I'm an immortal? Said the phantom in the air. With the phantom words in the air falling, the phantom in the air released a black aura. The black air came instantly. Then directly wrapped Ma Shokai. The next moment, an incredible scene for Ma Shokai appeared. Because Ma Shokai discovered that he was actually lifted into the sky. Are you really an immortal? Ma Shokai just didn't believe it at all. But now, Ma Shokai completely believed it. This somewhat illusory figure in front of him is a legendary existence. Only gods can travel in the sky. Do you believe it now? I said that I am an immortal, said the illusory figure. 100% sure, senior, can you really make me stronger? Ma Shokai suddenly became interested. If he really gets stronger, let him get 300 beauties first. Nights are not the same throughout the year. He wants to play. Play like crazy. Hey, exciting to think about. Looking at Ma Shokai's fanciful appearance, the illusory figure revealed a touch of relief. Finally got this guy fooled. Beautiful drops. Woohoo. Take off. Of course, the immortals are omnipotent, but now that I am injured, only the recovery of the injury can make you stronger. The illusory figure continued. Then senior, how can you recover from your injury? Is there anything I can do to help you? At this moment, Ma Shokai felt very exciting when he thought that he would have more than 300 beauties, so naturally he was I hope this illusory figure will recover soon and help him become stronger. At that time, he can quietly enjoy the happiest moment of that wonderful life. Ma Shokai, have you really thought about it? You don't want to study in the future, you want to become stronger. Become one of the best in the world. The illusory figure said. FK the exam, I want to become stronger, I want to be number one in the world, I want to have countless beauties. Ma Shokai waved his fist and said. In the past 10 years, he studied hard in the cold window while doing unknown crafts. But every time it ended in failure. Now Ma Shokai feels sick just thinking about the exam. Very good, I see your determination. It's actually very easy for me to recover from my injury, that is, you just need to listen to me. Said the illusory figure. The senior, what should I do now? Ma Shokai couldn't help asking. Now take me to the Kengyuan secret realm. Said the illusory figure. What? Secret realm? Isn't secret realm particularly dangerous? I don't have a cultivation base, senior, this. Hearing the phantom figure's words, Ma Shokai couldn't help but change his face. What are you afraid of? Isn't there me? Although I am injured, my strength is still there. Don't worry, I am very familiar with the Kengyuan secret realm. As long as you listen to me, I will guarantee you everything. Rui Scepter, and the 4 seasons are safe. Smooth sailing, step by step. Said the illusory figure. Okay, then I will listen to senior. Ma Shokai nodded. Hey, it really is the best deceiver in the world. This guy is out of his mind because he reads too much. No, it's still because of his inner greed. Having tricked Ma Shokai into circles, the illusory figure couldn't help sneering inwardly. Then let's set off now. According to your steps, it will take exactly 1 month to reach the Kengyuan secret realm, and then the Kengyuan secret realm will be opened. Said the illusory figure. Okay senior. Ma Shokai nodded, then walked towards the Kengyuan secret realm with an illusory figure. There is no end to cultivation. Cultivation has no years. Soon, half a month passed like this. During this half month, several of Liu Chengyi's apprentices made rapid progress. Cheng Zan took sword technique to the next level. Shi Rishan realized a new set of peerless saber technique. Li Chengqing's accomplishments in formation are also very deep, and Xiao Sixuan is also making rapid progress in piano. As for this Long Lingshan who often shouts, "The world is not worth it, I am sorry to be born," her accomplishments on alchemy are also very good. And recently, under the teaching of Liu Chengyi, Long Lingshan also learned some attack methods about alchemy. In this way, Long Lingshan has the ability to protect herself in the future. Of course, in the process of several apprentices becoming stronger, Liu Chengyi got a lot of extraordinary rewards again. Makes Liu Chengyi very gratified. Early this morning, Liu Chengyi called the 5 apprentices together. 5 disciples, count the time. I'm afraid it won't be long before the Kangyuan secret realm will open. I think we can go to Kangyuan City near the secret realm a few days in advance. Liu Chengyi said. Liu Chengyi's life is simple. Eat and drink. The thing about cultivation has nothing to do with him. As long as the apprentice becomes stronger, then he can become stronger. So the only thing Liu Chengyi worries about is how to guide his apprentices, and making them stronger is what Liu Chengyi wants to do. Master, that's really great, that's what I mean. The disciples were naturally very happy when they heard that Liu Chengyi was going to take everyone to Kangyuan City to play in advance. Anyway, the apprentices in front of them are not very old. There is a playfulness in mind. Disciples, before we set off, let me tell you one thing, that is, when we were outside, our teacher was not the sect leader of the Xiaoyao sect, but the leader of the Zodian gang, and you are the disciples of the Zodian gang. Liu Chengyi exhorted. Liu Chengyi has his own reasons for saying so. First of all, Liu Chengyi knows that own strength is not the most powerful in the world. Secondly, if those guys knew that they were in the Xiaoyao sect, it would cause some unnecessary trouble. So Liu Chengyi is going to pretend to be the bombing gang. This way, no one knows their true identities. Yes, master, several disciples remembered. Let's go, Liu Chengyi said. As Liu Chengyi's words fell, Liu Chengyi used the shrinking the earth to become an inch technique and came towards Kangyuan City. At the same time, at the time of departure, Liu Chengyi had already changed his face with transformation art. Liu Chengyi did this because he was afraid that he would be entangled by women after entering Kangyuan City because he was too handsome. After Liu Chengyi left here, at this moment, in the courtyard where Xiaoyao sect is located, there was still a figure standing at the moment. If you look closely, you will see that this figure is Liu Chengyi. In fact, the one who left with a few apprentices just now was just a clone of Liu Chengyi. The body of Liu Chengyi is still in the Xiaoyao sect. This is Liu Chengyi's 1 gasification 3 cleansing. The cultivation technique is awesome. Liu Chengyi couldn't help but sigh. At the same time, Kangyuan City here, just a momentary effort. Liu Chengyi and several apprentices have come to Kangyuan City. These people, it was as if it appeared out of nowhere. After arriving at Kangyuan City, Liu Chengyi looked at Kangyuan City in front of him. This Kangyuan City looks very luxurious and grand. Countless cultivators on the street were shouting and buying and selling. However, these cultivators mainly buy and sell some cultivation technique, martial skills and the like. Titu Gong, cultivation technique, take a look and take a look. As long as you take a look, you will succeed in cultivation, the price of conscience, and the price of bad intentions. Lu Wei Di Huang Shen Dan, 1 piece of low-grade spirit stones, 1 piece of low-grade spirit stones, you can't buy it, you can't be fooled, but it can help you find a man's self-confidence, and if you want to regain a man's self-confidence, let the men respected by women come and have a look. It's gone. Wow, it's so lively. Feeling the liveliness of Kangyuan City, Long Lingshan couldn't help but exclaim. Junior sister Lingshan, say a few words. Cheng Zan asked Long Lingshan with a smile. Relationship during this time. Everyone knows that Long Lingshan will say 2 angry words from time to time. There are so many beautiful rivers and mountains, look at the present, count the romantic figures, and look at the master. Long Lingshan couldn't help but blurt out her debut. Okay, junior sister Lingshan, your literary talent is so good, I really envy you. Yeah, I haven't read books since I was a child, but I feel that what junior sister Lingshan said is very good. Li Changqing also said honestly. Everyone, pay attention, this time the Kangyuan secret realm is opened, and there will be many disciples of the forces going to the Kangyuan secret realm, so be careful. Lu Changge reminded aloud. He, with master here, what are we afraid of? Yeah, whoever dares to disrespect the master is courting death. Cheng Zan, Li Changge, Shi Rishan and several disciples couldn't help talking. The tone was full of confidence. Your master is not necessarily invincible. Lu Changge said speechlessly. In our hearts, master is invincible. Cheng Zan said with a smile. The laughter was as pleasant as a copper bell. Yes, senior sister is right. Xiao Sixuan also laughed. In my heart, Shizan is not only the most powerful, but also the most attractive man. Shi Rishan also flattered. Isn't the teacher less strict with you guys recently? Why is it so hard to flatter each other? Lu Changge rolled his eyes and said. He, Cheng Zan and the others all smiled pippily. After this period of time together, Cheng Zan and others all figured out Lu Chengge's temperament. As long as their master is not serious, it doesn't matter what they say. But when the master is in a severe state, they have to be careful. Masters generally do not lose their temper. Once you lose your temper, that's not what they can afford. Get out of the way, our young master passed by. Boom, boom. Just as Lu Changge was walking down the street with a few apprentices, suddenly, there was a loud bang in front of him. At the same time, some people just screamed and flew out. I saw a Taoist shadow thrown out in front of me. Lu Changge and the others could not help but frown. Who is this? Is it so domineering? Just because they didn't give way, you kicked them out. Is this street your home? Just when Lu Changge was thinking like this, the group of vicious cultivators just now came to Lu Changge and the others. The first young ghost Chi Sensen. His eyes had a bit of a wretched look. Beauty. When the young man saw Cheng Zan, Xiao Sixuan and Long Lingshan behind Lu Changge in front of him, there was a glint in his eyes. You idiots who don't have eyes, don't know how to give way when you see our young sect master. Seeing that Lu Changge and others saw their young sect leader not giving way, a disciple next to the ghost Chi youth couldn't help but said angrily. Wei-san, don't be like that, this young master likes the three girls in front of him, they are so f***ing watery, and looking at the way they walk, they should all be chicks, take them three back and I'll enjoy them tonight. Three men without long eyes, chop them up and feed them to the dogs. Said the youth of Ghost Chi. Hear the words of this Ghost Chi youth. Some cultivators who knew the identity of this Ghost Chi youth from a distance. All of them couldn't help showing a touch of sympathy for Lu Changge and the others. This time I met the young sect master of Guishengmen, these guys are going to be finished. Yeah, it's such a pity, these three girls are so beautiful, but they have to be ruined by the young master of the ghost family, it's really embarrassing. Many people think that Lu Changge and others will surely die this time. After all, Guishengmen was one of the most powerful forces near Kangyuan City. And the young master of Guishengmen has a high talent and a good cultivation base. Therefore, the young sect master of this ghost sect is also unscrupulous. I can't be humiliated by the exploding sky gang. After hearing the words of the young master of the ghost sect, Shi Rishan took a step forward and said solemnly. Boy, what did you say? Zodian gang. What the hell is the Zodian gang? I've never heard of it. Yes, After hearing Shi Rishan's words that the Zhuangtian gang should not be insulted, the disciples of Guishengmen couldn't help but burst into laughter. Because it sounds so ridiculous. Since you haven't heard of it, then I'll let you taste the power of the Zhuangtian gang. Shi Rishan's eyes turned cold. The sword is unsheathed in his hand. Not the slightest sloppiness. Just stab it straight out. As the knife was cut out, a dazzling sword light cut through the sky and slashed towards the disciples of the ghosts. Face this knife. The disciples of Guishengmen felt terror. One by one, demonic energy rolled out from the whole body. Prepare to resist this knife from Shi Rishan. But it's a pity. The disciples of Guishengmen still far underestimated the terribleness of Shi Rishan's sword. Puff, puff, puff. When the dazzling sword light flashed at the disciples of Guishengmen, these disciples of Guishengmen were instantly torn apart by the incomparable swordsmanship, and then turned into a cloud of blood. Died on the spot. What? After seeing this scene, not only the young master of Guishengmen was stunned. Even the onlookers were shocked. This young man in Xingyi was so domineering, he even shot at a disagreement. But many people couldn't help but break a cold sweat for Lu Changge and others. After all, where is the power of Guishengmen? However, Lu Changge was calm, and expressed his approval for Shi Rishen's approach. They can't be humiliated, and Lu Changge thinks what Shi Rishen said is very good. Dare to insult the Zhuangtian gang, then there is only one dead end. How dare you kill my disciple of Guishengmen, boy, you don't want to live anymore. Luo Xuan, the young master of Guishengmen, said solemnly, his eyes flashing coldly. This time the Kangyuan secret realm is about to open. Luo Xuan came early with a group of disciples from the Ghosts and Lives, and then prepares to make a name for them. But I didn't expect this kind of thing to happen. At this moment, there are guys who don't have dog eyes to be disrespectful to them. This is really a miracle. I counted 3 and immediately disappeared in front of me. Shi Rishen said impatiently. What if you were a ghost? Do the powerhouses of the Ghost Gate have their own masters? Shi Rishen felt that as long as his master was by his side, even if the King Daddy stands in front of him, he will shoot. 3. Shi Rishen began to count. 2. 1. I don't know how high the sky is, let me die. Luo Xuan couldn't bear Shi Rishen's words any longer. How could the young master of his dignified ghost life be frightened by a boy who could not see his turn? With Luo Xuan's words falling, Luo Xuan is the shot. The terrifying ghost Chi's real essence burst out frantically. Then condensed into a huge ghost head. Began to come towards Shi Rishen. Cut. Facing this hideous ghost, Shi Rishen showed no signs of fear at all. Instead, he bullied himself up, and cut out the treasured sword in his hand again. Soon, the dazzling sword light collided with the ghost head. Not much time. This ghost head collapsed directly and dissipated into nothingness. However, Shi Rishen's sword light was beheading towards Luo Xuan. What a powerful knife! Luo Xuan was also secretly surprised at this moment. Obviously, this kid's cultivation base is not particularly high. But the sharpness of the knife just now was not weak at all. Seeing that the knife was about to slash at himself, Luo Xuan's eyes turned cold, and a pagoda of ghost Qi Sensen appeared in his hand. When this pagoda appeared, the pagoda spread terrifying resentment and ghost Qi. Then it blocked Luo Xuan's head. Chong! The dazzling knife light and the pagoda collided with each other. Sparkling. But soon, the light of the sword that Shi Rishen cut down directly collapsed. Jia, boy, you have angered me, then I want you all to die. Luo Xuan said grimly. Who is Luo Xuan? That was the young master of Rashomon. Aloof status. At this moment, I was threatened by a guy the first had never heard of. This was unbearable for Luo Xuan. This is the Luoshang Ghost Tower, the treasure of my ghost life. I want to see, who of you can withstand the blow of the Luoshang Ghost Tower? Luo Xuan said gloomily. The next moment, Luo Xuan directly sacrificed Luoshang Ghost Tower. This Luoshang Ghost Tower is good at the wind. Moment. It has become incomparably huge. Then the monstrous magic and ghosts descended from the pagoda. Started towards Shi Rishen and others. Hiss. The cultivators who stood watching from a distance saw this scene. All are terrified. I really didn't expect that Luo Xuan actually had a ghost tower in the hands of Luo Sheng's ghost tower. It seems that Shi Rishen and the others are completely finished this time. Rishen, stand back, you are not the opponent of Luoshang Ghost Tower. Lu Changge said coldly. Lu Changge thought that Shi Rishen would take action, and Luo Xuan would just let it go. But he didn't expect this Luo Xuan to intensify. All right. Lu Changge doesn't want to keep a low profile anymore. With Lu Changge's words falling, the next moment, Lu Changge went forward. At the same time, a sword appeared in Lu Changge's hand. This sword, it was awarded to Lu Changge by the system. The level is not low. Cut. Lu Changge gathered his strength. A cold slash came out of his mouth. When Lu Changge cut the word and exited, the sword in his hand draws a strange arc in the void. Then I saw a bright sword light cut through the sky. Tear the sky apart. This sword is really terrifying. Even the world seemed to be shaking violently. It was like surrendering to the sword of Lu Changge. Moment. The sword ray cut out by Lu Changge collided violently with the Luoshang Ghost Tower. A roar came out, but only for a moment. Crack. There was a sound of metal cracking. Then everyone present was stunned. The treasure of the Ghost Gate, Luo Sheng Ghost Tower, was directly cut in half by Lu Chengyi's sword. Bang! In the end, the Luosheng Ghost Tower lost its divinity and fell to the ground. Turned into a pile of scrap metal. Ah, this is impossible. How is it possible? Luo Xuan saw that the pagoda he sacrificed was cut in half by the young man in white. The expression revealed a very shocking look. Can't believe it's true. Although this Luosheng Ghost Tower is not a top-level artifact, it is one of the best treasures. But in front of this man in white, can't even take a single hit. How can that be? Roll, Lu Chengge said solemnly. He shouted directly at Luo Xuan, who was a little sluggish. Ah, you have ruined the treasure of my ghosts, and I will not let you go. Luo Xuan said with a gloomy expression. Noisy, die. Lu Chengge originally wanted to let the other party die. But he didn't expect that the other party would dare to threaten him. So Lu Chengge was naturally murderous at this moment. With Lu Chengge's words falling, Lu Chengge waved the sword in his hand. Puff! The next moment, a dazzling sword ray is cut out. Directly cut Luo Xuan, who was still ruthless just now, into nothingness with a sword. Hiss! See this scene. The cultivators present all gasped. The power of this bombing gang leader is so terrifying. Is this a new gang? Too powerful. Such a powerful gang, how have I never heard of it before? Leave your dog's life. Go back and tell those guys in the Ghost Gate. The Ghost Gate Luo Xuan provoked me to the bombing gang. The death penalty has already been done. Let them prepare the gift of apology. My leader of the bombing gang Shu Ke, I will come to get it tonight. Lu Chengge said. Lu Chengge is one of the least provocative people. Another is that Lu Chengge is afraid of trouble. So Lu Chengge wanted things to be resolved quickly. Today Luo Xuan made a rude remark and insulted several of his apprentices. So a dead end. But because of Luo Xuan's matter, Guishengman must also be sincere. Lu Chengge just wanted to see what Guishengman did tonight. If Guishengman dared to disobey his words, then he Lu Chengge can only destroy the ghosts. In a word, the bombing gang cannot be humiliated. If anyone wants to get entangled with the Zhuangtian gang, there is only one end. Death. Disciples, go, Lu Chengge said to the disciples who were still stunned on the spot. Yes, master, Cheng Zan and others responded. Then they followed Lu Chengge obediently one by one. It soon disappeared into the public eye. Long after Lu Chengge left here, several cultivators who were not killed in the Ghost Life Gate reacted one by one. But at this moment, the cultivators of the ghost sect looked very embarrassed. Drenched in cold sweat, some are even overly frightened. Excrement and urine come out. A stench filled the air. Come on, let's tell the sect master to go. The cultivators of the Guishengman rolled and crawled one by one, and then walked towards the Guishengman. And the Kengyuan city cultivators who watched this scene. At this moment, everyone was shocked to the extreme. What is the origin of this bombing gang? This gang leader is too domineering. I don't know if the Zodian gang still needs people. I also want to join the Zodian gang. Stop dreaming. The leader of the Zhuangtian gang can split the Luosheng Ghost Pagoda in half with one sword. That's terrifying strength. If we want to join the Zodian gang, we can only dream. Many cultivators shook their heads. Then left here. Because of Lu Chengge and others, after today's events, everyone's interest in shopping has weakened a lot. So we went back to the inn early. Several disciples, you will cultivate well tonight, prepare for the next thing that secret realm will open, go to the Ghost Gate for your teacher, and talk to them about life. Lu Chengge said. Lu Chengge knew. Today, he slashed Luo Sheng Ghost Tower with one sword, killing the young master of Guishengman, so Guishengman will definitely not give up with him. Lu Chengge is someone who doesn't like overnight feuds. So Lu Chengge naturally wanted to kill this trouble in the cradle in advance. If Guishengman is soft, then Lu Chengge doesn't mind letting Guishengman survive. But if Guishengman do not know how high the sky is, then Lu Chengge will use his strength to talk to them. Let them remember. Be careful when you are reincarnated in your next life. Master, I blame us for being useless. It's obviously a disciple's business, but let the master take action. Cheng Zan couldn't help but feel a little uncomfortable. Yes, Shizhen, I want to become stronger, so let me protect Shizhen in the future. Long Lingshan said involuntarily. Pink fist squeezed tightly. Stupid disciples, I know that you are filial, but cultivation is a protracted battle, and there is no rush. As long as you cultivate well, you will be very happy to be a teacher. Lu Changge patted Chang Zan and others on the shoulders. Woo-woo, master, you are so kind to us. Chang Zan couldn't help crying. Why are you still crying? Don't cry, girls don't look good when they cry, and if you cry ugly, you won't be able to marry. Seeing Chang Zan's tearful appearance, Lu Changge couldn't help but sternly said. Master, the disciple will not get married. The disciple must accompany the master and serve the master forever. Chang Zan said involuntarily. Okay, let's all go to cultivation, master will come when you go. Lu Changge said. After Lu Changge finished speaking, it is to use the shrinking the earth to become an inch technique and come towards the ghost gate. At the same time, at this moment, in the great hall of the ghost gate, the sect master of Guishengmen and the elders of Guishengmen heard that the young sect master had fallen. And after the Luoshang ghost tower was destroyed, a layer of terrifying killing intent shrouded the entire ghost gate great hall. Crack, the sect master of Guishengmen was furious, and the monstrous aura on his body was released. The next moment, the seat under the sect master of Guishengmen turned into powder directly. Excessive, it's too much. Killing the young sect master of my ghost life, destroying the Luoshang ghost tower, and even wanting us to prepare a lot of gifts to make amends. I think he wants to eat shit. All the powerhouses of the Guishengmen gather, follow me to Kengyuan City, and kill this person. The Guishengmen sect master said solemnly. The sect master is right, we must kill this person before we can solve the hatred in our hearts. The elders also nodded. Don't be so troublesome, I'm here. However, just after the elders' words fell, a voice appeared in the great hall. Hearing this voice, the sect master of Guishengmen and all the elders changed their expressions greatly. Then one by one looked in the direction from which the sound came. At this moment, I saw a figure in white with its back turned to them. With his back to them, he couldn't see his face clearly, but his temperament was incomparable. Standing there, it was like an exiled immortal facing the dust. Obviously there is no cultivation base aura released from his body, but it gives people the appearance of an immortal emperor with his back to all beings. Who are you? The sect master of Guisheng sect said solemnly. The young master of Guishengmen was killed, and the Baoluashang ghost tower of Guishengmen's Junzong was also destroyed. At this moment, the sect master of Guishengmen is very unhappy. Didn't you guys want to find me? What? When I came, you didn't know me. Lu Changge said lightly. As Lu Changge's words fell, Lu Changge turned around. Although Lu Changge has made it easy with transformation art, but that unparalleled temperament could not be concealed. You're Shu Ke, the leader of the Zhuangtian gang who killed Luo Xuan, the young sect master of Guishengmen. The sect master of Guishengmen said with murderous intent. The bombing gang can't be humiliated. Then they can be humiliated by ghosts. It's just too funny. That's right, Luo Xuan was killed by the leader of this gang. Lu Changge said calmly. It was as if killing Luo Xuan, the young master of Guishengmen, was just doing a trivial thing. Hey, I'm not ashamed to say it, Your Excellency killed my ghost sect's young master, and also destroyed my ghost sect's treasure, and now I want my ghost sect to apologize to you. Do you really think that you are invincible in the world? Is it? The sect master of Guishengmen said in an extremely cold voice. I'm Shu Ke, I only do what I think is right. What do other people think? What does it have to do with me? I have seen your attitude, so I'll send you to Samsara next. Lu Changge said indifferently. Although Lu Changge said it lightly, but the killing intent in his tone was extremely strong. Lu Changge is not a murderer. But Lu Changge has a principle, those apprentices are his inverse scales. If anyone in the world touches his inverse scales, then he can only kill Wush. HMPH, I don't know how high the sky is, do you really think you are number one in the world? Next, the sect master will let you know that it is easy for me to come here, but it is not easy to leave. Road. The Ghost Gate is an evil sect. In the past, they were the only ones who bullied people. Where would it be a gang threat they had never heard of? With the words of the sect master of Guishengmen, it fell. The sect master and the elders looked at each other. Then he shot directly at Lu Changge. Because the Lu Changge in front of him didn't release the slightest breath, the sect master of Guishengmen couldn't see the length or depth of Lu Changge. Therefore, the sect master of Guishengmen thought that it would be better to make a move together. If that's the case, then the Guishengmen will be destroyed. I think the ghosts are full of demons, so it's not a good sect. Liu Chengge saw the Guishengmen's sect master shot at him, and there was a cold light in his eyes. People do not offend him, and he does not offend others. If someone offends him, Liu Chengge has to make the other party regret coming to this world. With Liu Chengge's words falling, the next moment, in the hands of Liu Chengge, Liu Qi, one of the 10 great immortal artifacts of Nebula Continent, appeared. Liu Qi released an extremely mysterious law. Rhythm flows. At this moment, Liu Chengge seems to have changed a person. It feels like a god of murder. Zheng. The terrifying breath circulated around Liu Chengge, and then condensed on his fingers. Start plucking the strings. This sound, like thunder on the ground. It's like opening up Hongmeng. When the sect master of Guishengmen heard the sound of the piano, all of them only felt their brains buzzing. It was as if the sky had fallen. The sect master of Guishengmen couldn't help but change his face. However, there is no room for the sect master of the ghost life to think too much. Liu Qi and Liu Chengge's hands released clanging piano sounds one after another. This violin sound is like a divine punishment descending from 9 heavens at times. Sometimes it is like a galloping horse. Not only the sect master and elders of Guishengmen, but also every cultivator whose hands were covered with human life. At this moment, they all feel as if they are in an ancient battlefield. Countless cultivators of the right path encircled and suppressed them. Ah! The sect master of Guishengmen fell to the ground with his head on his back. Then screamed. As the cultivators screamed miserably one by one, black smoke came out of these guys. These black smokes are the souls of others refined by the cultivating evil cultivation technique in others. Now Liu Chengge tunes these souls with the sound of the piano. Senior, we were wrong. Ah, beg the senior to spare my life. We don't dare any more. The sect master of Guishengmen and others couldn't help begging for mercy loudly. But Liu Chengge was expressionless, unmoved at all. The fingers moved faster and faster. Faster and faster. As the fingers moved faster and faster, the sound of the piano became more and more urgent and chilling. In the face of this wave of violin sounds swept away by killing intent, the evil cultivators such as the sect master of Guisheng sect couldn't bear it at all. After a while, as long as there are cultivators who carry human lives in the entire ghost sect, they will all be wiped out. Disappeared from this world forever. The Guisheng sect master and others never dreamed that it was because their young sect master provoked someone who shouldn't be provoked. Brought disaster to them. After destroying Guishengmen, with a wave of one hand, some useful cultivation resources of Guishengmen were put into storage rings by Liu Chengge, and those that were useless were directly destroyed. After all this is done, Liu Chengge's thoughts flowed. Use the shrinking the earth to become an inch, and disappear directly from the place. Soon, Liu Chengge came directly to the inn. Master, Cheng Zan and others who were cultivating when they saw their master came back stopped cultivating and then gathered around. Everyone, let's cultivate with peace of mind. In the future, no one will dare to harass us from the cultivators of the Ghost Gate. Liu Chengge said lightly. Hiss, Shizhen, the ghost door has been destroyed. After hearing the words of his teacher, Cheng Zan and others couldn't help but take a breath. That's right, Guishengmen is an evil cultivator, and it should be destroyed. Liu Chengge said lightly. Master, you are so kind to us. Hearing that his master actually killed the entire ghost family. Several apprentices. Everyone was moved to tears. Because several apprentices knew that the reason why their master took action this time was because the young master of the ghost sect had insulted the senior and junior sisters. Master is a god they can't afford to offend. I, Shi Rishan, have such a master, I am content in this life. Shi Rishan couldn't help but excitedly said. Then next, several apprentices continued to cultivate. As for Liu Chengge, he started to rest. Because cultivation is something that has nothing to do with him at all. The next day was bright. Boom! A roar woke everyone up from their sleep. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe.